Good morning. Welcome back. Day 29, not in a row. I took 10 days off. Do I look refreshed? I'm feeling pretty refreshed, although I did leave to a sad little child I share my life with. It's kind of hard for me going back to work for everybody. But trying to find joy in my work today, and so gotta just put on the persona of joyful. Before I left, I had asked my son what I might talk about this morning, and we did a little nut harvesting. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about nuts. It is fall, for goodness sakes, and my goodness, it's been such a beautiful fall. These trees are looking so good around me. I don't know if you can see some of this action. Come on. So just around the corner, really, from here, in fact, is an American chestnut, 2 American chestnut trees. And I'm not certain that they're not hybrids. American Chinese cross or something crossed, because one of the nuts is a little different looking. At least the one viable nut that we found was. And the other tree produced many more viable nuts. So there are chestnuts that are called horse chestnuts, which are just this tree, and those are not edible. Those are poisonous to humans. Maybe horses can eat them. I don't know. Would make sense. But we did get some black walnuts from down the street, as well as American chestnuts, and we've already processed and eaten the chestnuts. Those are pretty good. Roasted them. And the black walnuts took more processing, and they're incredibly hard to crack, and we're still drying them out. We only have like a couple dozen, but it was fun to just quickly scoop them up, get them out of their holes. While I gotta say, the black walnut Juggalo Negra has quite the pungent and staining juice that comes from the hole. My son got some on his chin and cheek and his hands, and the stains are still visible but going away over time. So if you're doing the black walnut harvest, just be mindful. It's messy. Wear gloves. Be prepared for some stainage. We also listened to a podcast 2 nights ago from Sam Sycamore of Good Life Revival podcast, which was talking about acorns. And he went through the whole process. It's like an hour-long podcast about talking about acorns and how nut crops have sustained hominids for thousands of years, and we pretty much ignore it or think of it as a nuisance now. Gotta deal with all this mess on the ground, but a lot of the nuts are edible, folks. Not sure the implications of eating a large amount of nuts grown in the city because of all the pollution. So we're just kind of playing around a little bit and eating a few. But I'd love to get out into the national forest. Right now is the time, fall. I think that it's aptly named for many reasons. Things fall, really, is mostly the main reason. Leaves, nuts, seasons are temperatures, all of that, rain. So that's really kind of what we got into. The vacation was wonderful, full of celebration. Many sweets were eaten. A little bit of a interesting anecdote. We don't eat a lot of sweets, and so when my son ate too much sweets, he got sick, and from that most likely, and that was kind of sad, to kind of just go hard on the sugar and then experience sickness from it. But it's kind of a poison. I was trying to explain that this morning. It's really hard to stay away from sweets. I mean, again, we are very moderate in our sweets intake, but it's just so damn good to eat sugar or drink sugar or have sugar. And we try to go small doses, or we try to eat like measurable dates, or just dates. There's sugar in all sorts of things naturally. That's what we pretty much focus on. But I did make a really good crisp with our Asian pears from our tree and these quince that my son and I found on a little walkabout. We were going on lots of walks this vacation. During nap time, he and I would go out and cruise around and check out fall, and we found this quince tree, and I was like, oh yeah, I think those are quince. And then come to the corner of that intersection, and there's a box that says free quince. So we snagged 6 of them, and we let them blet, which is a interesting term, just kind of letting them hang out on the counter to go further in their ripening and kind of start to convert into a little bit more of a palatable fruit. But then we cooked them, so we peeled them and cooked them, and they turned kind of pink, and they're incredibly aromatic, super fragrant, really beautiful bouquet of aroma. And I turned them into a crisp with Asian pears and oats and butter and sugar and cinnamon, a little pumpkin pie spice. Super duper delicious. But yeah, so we played, we stayed at a cabin on the mountain, got to see some salmon carcass, which was optimistic. We weren't super high up onto Mount Hood, but we were on the Zigzag River, Zigzag Creek, Zigzag River, and I saw 3 big salmon carcass. Like, the heads were, as big as my hands are together, and they were probably, I would say 2 feet long, if not 3 feet long. Big, huge salmon carcass. So that makes me hopeful that there's some salmon still swimming up the rivers. Totally, these trees are totally bare, by the way. This is where I first started to notice fall this season. And if there's something about that location and that species of tree that starts it early. But yeah, salmon. Gotta try to keep those bullets of nitrogen 15 headed up the river still. That's what helps feed, or what the most scientists have said are what makes the incredible amount of biomass in the Pacific Northwest in terms of the old growth forests, is that the salmon that swim into the ocean and feed on ocean life then return to the mountains, and in the ocean there's nitrogen 15 accessible through some biological mechanism that I'm not super ready to explain or keen on the intricacies, but different type of nitrogen in the ocean than there is in the forest. The salmon bring that back up. The bears eat the fish carcasses and bring them into the land, where they then feed the trees this incredible bullet of nitrogen that's allowing this massive growth. So I appreciate old growth forests, and I think they're incredibly important to maintain and keep around. So I'm a big fan of those fish for many reasons, and they're delicious. So pulling into the garage, I could just keep chatting. So it's been a good time to have a little break from social media and just pushing buttons, but I'm back after it now. I've got a couple of meetings lined up with some people, talk about different ideas, brainstorm some exit strategies, and so I'll keep you up to speed on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going daily. I kind of enjoy it, so I think I will. I'll try to, but hey, welcome back. Like, subscribe, share. Hope everybody's well. Had the Sand comment in the last Crouchy video, thinking about bringing him that jar. Do you want a jar of that sand? Let me know. All right, guys. Again, like, subscribe, be well, and enjoy your Monday. Bye.